So we're here on Wednesday. We are not here tomorrow. So we are going to share some wisdom today. And I feel like it is exactly what everybody has been asking us, honestly, Jessica. Like, what should I eat? What should I not eat? What the heck should I be doing? So we're spilling the tea today, if people still say that. And and we are going to tell you exactly what we do in our programs. And hopefully you can leave today's live with knowing what to do to get started. So let's do our introductions first, and then we'll just get right into it. So I am Casey Kephart. I'm a functional medicine nutritionist, and I work with women with autoimmune diseases to regain energy and gain control of your life again and feel like you're getting back to normal. I live in St. Petersburg, Florida, where the sun always shines and it looks beautiful outside. What about you, Jessica?
Amazing. I'm Jessica Melnick. I am a registered holistic nutritionist, the founder of the anti-arthritis method, the host of the Happy Joints Arthritis Solutions Group, and I help both women and men with autoimmune forms of arthritis get back to living life the way that they choose to, not the way that they have to. And it is not sunny in Saskatchewan today. We literally had winter return on April the 19th. So yesterday we got, I don't even know how many inches of snow, and it is currently snowing and windy. So it is hideous outside right now. I do not remember in my entire lifetime when we've had snow, like this much snow this late in April. So this is even unusual for us, where winter goes on forever. So I'm over it, but I'm hoping this weekend it's the sun's coming out and it's going above zero, so it will be melting. Thank goodness. So yes, I'm glad I work from home and I don't have to go anywhere today.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's brand new winter all over again out there. You would never even know that it was spring a week ago. So go figure.
You need to take a visit to Florida.
Pardon?
You need to take a visit to Florida.
I think so. I need to go somewhere warm if this doesn't stop soon.
All right. So on a more positive note, hopefully this is a positive note, let's start talking about what exactly to do and what we kind of teach people. So we do the autoimmune protocol, and this is exactly what we teach you in our programs. So what exactly is the autoimmune protocol? So it is an elimination diet of scientifically proven foods to eliminate from your diet to start off with. This is not permanent. And they've been scientifically proven to cause inflammation in our bodies, to cause a leaky gut, to cause flare-ups, to cause symptoms, to cause other autoimmune diseases. So we want to make sure that we're taking these foods out, and then we can reintroduce them back later. So that's exactly what we're doing. We start you off on this elimination diet, and we'll get into the foods a little bit later. And after 30 days or more, I like to say more of a 90-day process, but once you start actually feeling better and your symptoms are going away, and let's say you don't have any more symptoms, then we want to start reintroducing foods back in. And we have a very more structured way of reintroducing foods back in, because it is also a scientific process of doing. And then once we start this reintroduction process, we can then find this individualized diet that works for you in healing your autoimmune disease and thriving and keeping your symptoms either at bay, in remission, or no longer there. So this is in general, this is just a big process for you finding out how you need to eat for your autoimmune disease body so you can get back to life and doing what you want, pain-free, energy, all of the things. So Jessica's going to go into the list of what we should first eliminate, what we eliminate in the elimination diet.
Yeah. So it's quite a comprehensive list.
Mhm.
So don't be afraid by this. I know it can be quite intimidating when you first hear about this because it's a big change for a lot of people. Unless you're already eating, let's say, a paleo diet. In general, this would be a really big change. But like Casey said, this is not forever. And we don't want you eating a super strict diet forever. We want you to be able to gradually reintroduce foods to find out which ones actually do agree with you, and that you can actually expand and have the most comprehensive diet that supports your health and keeps your symptoms away long term. So the list of foods includes, and in no particular order, dairy products, gluten, of course, which is often found in many grains. And of course, it's hidden in tons of packaged foods, sauces, dressings, all the different things. But we're eliminating all those processed foods out of the diet anyway, so you can avoid it that way. So grains, legumes and beans, coffee, alcohol, nightshade fruits and vegetables. So tomatoes, eggplant, regular potatoes, hot peppers, bell peppers, and any spices derived from those foods. Also nuts and seeds, any added sugars, any man-made chemicals, and also soy products. So soy would fall under legumes as well. So when we are avoiding any like processed and packaged foods and stuff like that, we're also avoiding those added sugars, man-made chemicals, the hidden glutens and all that kind of stuff. So I know this sounds a little bit intimidating, and you're probably thinking, oh, well, what the heck am I going to eat now that you've taken all my food? Trust me, there's still a lot left that you can eat. And Casey's going to go through that list. So still plenty to eat. And there is a method to madness. So like I said, this isn't something that we made up ourselves. This is what science has shown that we're eliminating initially in order to allow your gut lining to heal and for your immune system to calm down so you can get rid of your symptoms.
Exactly. I like how you're the bad guy here and I get to be the good guy. So okay, so foods while you're on this strict elimination diet, foods you can eat are meat and organ meats. Organ meats like liver and heart and things like that. I know it sounds gross, but there's different ways of making it or taking it as a supplement. But also it is one of the most nutritious foods you can eat for your body. It has almost the full panel of minerals and vitamins in there. So vegetables, the ones that aren't the nightshade vegetables that Jessica listed off, leafy greens and sweet potatoes and yams you can still eat, poultry, fish, and seafood. We talk about the quality of these things too in our programs. Grain-free flours, so you can do some baking while you're on this plan as well. So things like cassava flour and tapioca flour and coconut flour, arrowroot starch or flour, green banana flour, plantain flour. If you really looked, I'm sure you can find a flour that's made out of literally everything. Like there's a flour for every, right? There's a flour for every starch vegetable out there, I feel like. So we do baking all the time on this. They're actually pretty good. Teas you can have, I know we're giving up coffee for a bit, so tea is a great replacement for that. Fruit, and for the sugars that you can have is honey, maple syrup, molasses. So there's, in our programs, I'm trying to think of what I want to say. In our programs, we give you recipes, but we also give you resources of where to look to find recipes and what to eat and resources and help and all of that. So there's a whole world of eating like this, and you don't feel strapped for what you can eat if you're doing it right. And then again, I want you to be in this mind frame of it is temporary. This is temporary until you get to the reintroduction phase, which we're going to talk about next. And you need to do this in order for your system to rest and digest and heal. And it's kind of like putting putting water on the fire. We want to get that fire out of us. And the way to do it is to stop re-inoculating our system with inflammation with the foods that we're eating. So, Jessica, why don't you touch on the reintroduction right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So like Casey was saying, this is, temporary. The elimination phase is temporary. You're not going to be eating a super strict diet forever. There will be a lot of foods you will be able to successfully reintroduce and have to be a long-term part of your life. And the reintroduction phase is very systematic. So we're not going to reintroduce things like cheese or Doritos or anything like that immediately, because we want you to also have foods in your body and a diet that supports your health and gives you the nutrients that your body needs to stay healthy and to continue to, improve and heal. So what we do is that we're reintroducing foods in a very delicate and small fashion. And we do have a list of suggested foods to start with. And what you're going to do is that you need to pay really close attention to how your body responds to these foods. And this is going to tell you what you need to work on still. So for example, in my program, we do have a worksheet of sorts that you use to take, it's a tracker. So you're going to keep track of which foods you're reintroducing. You're doing one at a time. And then you're going to give yourself 3 to 5 days in order to see how your body responds to that food. Because the difference between, let's say, like an allergy to a food, like an anaphylaxis response or hives, let's say, something that happens immediately. When it comes to food sensitivities and foods that we aren't tolerant to, sometimes those reactions are really delayed. Sometimes if, we might have an immediate response like a stomach ache or bloating or something like that, but often it can take a few days. We might get a skin irritation or, maybe our joints will start aching again. So there's different ways that we can respond to these foods. And sometimes it's a delayed response. A lot of times it's a delayed response.
Up to 72 hours.
Yeah. So we need to give ourselves time in order for our bodies to see how that goes. And it's just being really mindful of how you feel. And we also give you a list of all the different types of symptoms that you need to look out for that are possible responses to a reaction to a food that you may have.
Yep, exactly. And while we're doing all of this food stuff, we're also working on other outside factors that also contribute to your autoimmune disease. So it's not just food. Food is a big component in healing. And I would say it's about 70% of it for sure. The other 30%, depending on who you are, it's very individualized, but is outside factors. So we talk about mindset, we talk about stress, we talk about toxins, we talk about anything else that could be causing inflammation in your body, because it's not just food that causes inflammation. Our stress can cause inflammation. What we're breathing can cause inflammation. Our water, our everything. So we do a lot of troubleshooting and we approach this inflammation and this autoimmune disease from all different buckets. So it's kind of a fail-proof plan to feeling better. And again, I want to keep reiterating, everything is temporary. So once you start feeling better, you can start reintroducing other products, other foods and things like that. So it's a great way to really find out what your body likes and tolerates and thrives off of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And because we know this process isn't easy, like I've often say it's simple, right? It's like, okay, here's a list of foods to eat. Here's a list of foods not to eat. That part is very like cut and dried, very simple, but we know it's not an easy process to incorporate into our real lives, right? It's a lot of like learning about new ingredients to cook with and, trying new foods. And for some of us too, it's learning how to food prep and to make sure that we have food ready ahead of time. A lot of people don't do that. They kind of fly by the seat of their pants, come home from work. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. What am I going to make for supper? So, there's a whole process involved in making this usable and doable in your day-to-day lives. And that's why we have our programs, is because we're teaching you how do you actually make this work in real life, and and also needing that, just the support to be able to get through this when it is tough, because like I said, it is a big adjustment for many people. I know it was for me.
Yeah. Oh my God, me too. And there's oftentimes we don't really understand why we're feeling this way. And because Jessica and I have been through it, but we're also educated in it as well, and we've worked with people who are doing this, we can kind of help you, we can guide you to why you may be feeling bloated today, or why your energy just crashed, or why you have a flare up in your pain and your muscles and joints ache. So it's that reassurance process, and that being able to go to somebody and just ask a simple question or a big question and get help with it almost immediately is worth more than anything than doing it by yourself and just looking at a list of foods to do, or looking at a list of home products to trash or to go buy. So we can give you all of the information, but what's the actuality that you're actually going to follow it and follow through with it and make it work for yourself. So that's where we come in. And I want to see in the chat if anybody has any questions about what we've said so far, or if you're like, holy shit, Casey, I can't eat, my oatmeal anymore, or my cheese. Like, one, I want to revert you back to yesterday's live, but two, let's talk about it, and let's talk about the feelings that you're feeling. There was something else good I was going to say, but I forgot. Do you have anything else to add to that, Jessica?
Yeah, I was just going to mention that if you want to learn more and more comprehensive information on what we actually do and how we actually guide our clients through these processes, I have a webinar tonight. Casey's got a webinar tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we can drop the links below this post in our group so that you can sign up if you're wanting to join us and get more information. We got, everything that you could possibly know. And if you attend live, then we can also answer questions for you as well. So
yeah, good idea. Definitely. So let us know what you need. I hope this kind of helped clear things up for you in what you should be eating and doing and how this approach works. And if you don't believe us, do your research on the autoimmune protocol. Like, just look at how many reviews there are and what other people are doing. And that's what I was going to say. This works for all people with autoimmune disease. So whether you have RA, fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, I'm drawing a blank because there's over 300 different autoimmune.
There's so many.
Sjogren's disease, all of it. So if you're asking yourself if this is going to work for you and you have an autoimmune disease, yes, it will. It doesn't matter what autoimmune disease you have, this will work and you will see improvements. I am so confident in that. And if you go through our programs after 90 days and you did it T by T by T and you tell us there's no improvement, I will give you all your money back, but that won't happen.
It won't.
So, it won't happen at all.
No, if you're following it to T, you're likely going to start feeling better in 2 weeks. Literally.
Yeah, exactly. So Jessica and I are super passionate about this. We have followed this ourselves. We have a modified version of this that we do each day because we found our individual way of eating. So let us know what you're feeling. We'll drop the links of our webinars below, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you back again next Tuesday.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.